So I gotta say before this video starts as a disclaimer, because that's just the way that the world is right now. I am not anti-vax. I think vaccines are good. They don't cause autism. The doctor that said that got his stuff stripped away and there was no evidence to support that. However, this is what happened to me when I took the shot. Now, everyone else who takes the COVID shot tends to have one bad experience. They don't have multiple. Like the first dose is bad, or the second dose is bad, and then one of them's supposed to be fine. I'm getting the second dose soon, so I should be fine because what happened the first time was a bit insane. Starting off in the first place, getting it was not a pleasant experience. I was registered, but then I basically had to call around to every place, and they're like, wait, yeah, we have empty spots. We're waiting for you to come in. I don't know why the fuck you haven't even gone in yet. And I'm like, well, that's not what the government is telling me. So that was interesting. And then I actually get down to the place. There's people outside wanting to see my identification. My dad was like, fuck that, we're walking straight past them. Apparently they aren't supposed to ask for identification, so it worked. So I was already kind of sketched out because of how terrible all the surrounding stuff is, how unprofessional, how dog shit it was. Once again, I gotta point something else out. My little brother has autism. He's always had autism. He is nonverbal, but he is high functioning. However, one of the main things that he hates is needles. To an insane extent. I completely forgot about that, and everyone else in my family forgot that. So our doctor actually gave him some Ativan to calm him down. However, maybe we needed something a little bit stronger. So we walk up to the desk, register, we walk into this gym that's been converted into a vaccination center, essentially. And I have to sit down for like 2 hours to even get the nurse to vaccinate me in the first place. And she's like, oh yeah, if you feel nauseous or whatever, just call us over. Here's a bucket, by the way. I am feeling nauseous, but I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking throw up, because I just hate throwing up. It's the thing I want to avoid the most, and I also don't want to throw up in a public place. When this whole pandemic is happening, I feel like they're gonna ship me off somewhere. And then, when I walked past the desk, my parents were held up behind me. However, the person says, oh, is that your family? Your little brother's in this private room for autistic people. I'm like, okay. So I go in, and I sit down in the room, and, they're talking throughout the whole procedure, what they're gonna do, the side effects. They're giving them, the test of, have you, done, anything wrong, pretty much, do you have any allergies and all this stuff. And then it comes time to give him the needle, and my brother is completely doped up. However, he's kicking and screaming, and they got 3 security guards to try to take him, to try to hold him down, and they couldn't do it. I don't know, it's just fucking adrenaline. He probably thought he was gonna die or some shit. That wasn't exactly a really positive experience to begin with. And I come home, and I felt sick, but that was normal on the first day. And the second day, I felt something that I've never felt before. I felt unconscious. It was like, if you stand still, you just don't think about anything, you look at a wall or something, and you move your eyes around, it sort of feels like you are peering through a body instead of you are consciousness. I don't know how else to explain it. But it felt like that the whole time. Like there was a delay on my limbs, and I wasn't actually in my body. And the main thing that freaked me out, besides that, was my cognition was completely destroyed. When someone says picture this or whatever, like picture an apple, picture a forklift, I can usually picture it 100%, almost like it's real. But if someone said that back then, it was just complete blank. I forgot what it was. Not even a vague idea. And at night I have trouble sleeping because I think too much. However, during this stage, this trance, I was completely unable to think about anything. I would think about a sentence. Let's say we're talking about video games or something. And I was like, yeah, so I like Apex Legends. And then it would cut off in my brain just at that point when I was talking to somebody. And I'd either think, what are we talking about? Like I have Alzheimer's. Or I would be like, wait, so what, where was I even trailing off with this thought? Where am I even going? And my words would stop. And not being able to hold conversations or think, kind of a problem when you're locked up in your house for 2 weeks for the immunization period. So the only thing good about this was that I was finally able to sleep, because usually at night, I just think about everything so much. There's think fumes coming off of my brain. And this was the one time that I actually felt like I could get some respite at night. However, not being able to think in order to get that is probably not a good thing in the first place. However, that being said, you need to get vaccinated. You need to, wear a mask. You need to do all this stuff. I know there's a huge push against it, But I mean, there's a push against everything for some reason, so I don't know. But it is government mandated, and it's a good idea to stay safe and to isolate and all of this. I can handle a long time of isolation. I am an introvert after all, so it has been a bit much, and I actually would like to go outside at some point, so I want to get my second dose done as quickly as possible, and I urge you to do the same thing. However, that being said, everyone reacts to it differently. My brother got a headache, my mom got a fever, and my dad nothing happened to him. And my dad's like 68, my mom's like 40, and my brother is like 24. So I am the youngest because I am 21 as of July 10th this year. So I'm the youngest by a pretty big margin, and I got fucked up the most. I don't know what happened. I took the same vaccine as them, but for some reason I just got absolutely bodied. With the vaccine, it seems like COVID is finally coming to an end, and so is this video. So have yourself a damn good one. Goodbye.